Hey, this is Jake from Greta Van Fleet, and you're watching So Fucking Cool magazine. One more time. I got a good one for you. Hey, this is Jake from Greta Van Fleet, and you're listening to So Fucking Cool magazine.
All right, So Fucking Cool here with Jake from Greta Van Fleet, man. How you doing?
Fantastic. How are you?
Good, man. It's got to be a whirlwind year for you guys.
It is. It's happening very fast.
January, you got Shameless, and you guys get signed to label. The EP comes out. And it's sold out show, festival.
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind. Yeah.
Well, people think that you guys just exploded on the scene, but you've been out for quite a bit. You actually did a commercial in 2014.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we did a Chevy commercial about 4 years ago, and we've been together for about 5 years in this sort of arrangement.
Very cool, man. Very cool. I'm actually glad to be able to have the opportunity to get with you guys this early in your career. I mean, I do this quite a bit. I interview quite a lot of bands, some bigger names than others, and I truly feel that you guys have what it takes to be one of the few bands that are going to be lasting 20, 30 years from now.
Thank you, man.
It's one of the questions I ask a lot of bands, is say, who do you think is going to be out there, this and that, and your name's been tossed around quite a bit. It's you guys got a sound that's going to be there.
It's fantastic. It's good to know. It's good to know that's how people feel,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's almost a generational gap that you guys fill. I mean, my parents are actually the ones who turned me on to you guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
We're seeing 8 to 80 in the audience, and it's phenomenal because, I think older generations are familiar with the sound and they're bringing that to their children or whoever in between, and it's great to see absolutely everybody and all of these different, from all these different age groups.
Yeah, like I said, man, it's quite a different thing. I mean, I have so many different people that are just like, have you heard this band? Have you checked it out? And it's all different age groups, like you said. I mean, from my parents to people my age to people that are in their teens.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Now, for you guys being so young, man, you guys gotta say farewell to your youth, man. I mean, you guys are gonna be growing up famous from here on out.
Yeah, it's a different. It's certainly different than the average. Sam and Danny graduated high school, and when we were off, off on the road, we were signed before they graduated high school.
Right.
And they didn't get to go to prom because we were touring at that time and with the Struts, and so it's definitely different than your average teenager.
It's fair trade, though,
Yeah, I would take it.
Now, you guys, you're billed as the next big thing is rock and roll. I mean, everyone that says anything about you is, these guys are it. These guys are going to save rock and roll, basically. Do you feel the pressure on your shoulders when you hear things like that?
Not necessarily, because I don't think that we're trying to, in any way intentionally save rock and roll. We're just making music that we want to hear, and I think that hopefully it's good music and it's being received. So, and I think that that's been effective so far. So I don't, not particularly any pressure, but
right. Well, it's all just filling in. It's all new to you, so
Yeah, maybe eventually there'll be some pressure. Probably.
Now, you guys got a lot of different festivals coming up with some harder acts, man. I mean, Rob Zombie, Five Finger Death Punch. Marilyn Manson's Return, you know what I mean?
It's difficult, you think about it, but who would you bill us with,
Yeah.
And those are rock groups, and I think that it's been effective in sort of appetizing, their audience as well, and it's all just rock and roll,
Yeah, definitely, man, for sure.
It's definitely interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you guys, like you said, it is all rock and roll, and you have such a sound that's so unique that it's almost familiar that people are going to be like, holy shit, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, when you're playing these bigger festivals, man, are you a little bit leery now with everything that happened this past week, with the tragedy that happened and everything like that?
Yeah, no, that's certainly in all of our minds, but yeah, no, it's something to be leery of for certain. Especially for the headliner,
Right. But I'm saying in general, I mean, I remember when Paris happened.
Yeah.
And I talked to bands, and they were like, not going to play there, or they stopped their tour to do stuff like that.
Really?
Now
I can imagine.
This is America, man. I mean, can't stop playing in your own backyard.
Yeah, I know. It's difficult. It's not only, it's remotely said that that's something that has to be, considered. It's like that shouldn't have to be, but I suppose that's what music's working to. I think it's ironic that would happen at any concert because that's working against the exact definition of what a concert stands for.
Right, yeah. I mean, this is a release. This is the couple hours that people have, whatever shit day that they're having.
Yeah.
They go to a show and they forget
and it's
their life.
unity, and everybody's there sharing that moment, and it's peaceful, and then someone has to fuck it up.
Yeah, exactly, man, for sure. Now, for a band such as yourself, I've been reading more and more about you, and I know you take a lot of different classical acts as influences.
Yeah.
How hard did Tom Petty hit you on Monday night?
That was crazy. It's like the Rapture or something. How many of those guys have we lost in the last year too? Because I know about David Bowie and then Glenn Frey and Prince, and it just goes on and on.
Ongoing cycle.
Yeah, but yeah, it hit us pretty hard too, because we're like, Tom Petty, like, who'd have expected that? What do you think, he's in his 60s, right?
Yeah, 66.
66, yeah.
Yeah, he just got done playing like a week or two ago, like his final leg of his tour,
Yeah, someone had said that, we were on the bus and someone said, Tom Petty was sent to the hospital, was it an aneurysm?
Yeah.
The other day, and we're like, what? And then it was released that he was dead. Just like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad to think, but it's, makes you think about the journey that you're on.
And it's fascinating too, because the more of those great rockers that we've lost, that we're losing now, it's what's gonna happen when they're all gone.
Right.
And then we find ourselves just in awe of what we're gonna get. We're gonna go from there.
That was the point that I was trying to get with you earlier. I mean, you think about who has that lasting style. I mean, you don't see any more Ozzy Osbournes. You don't see any more Keith Richards. You don't see Rick Jagger. You know what I mean? And now out of the blue, here comes you guys.
Out the blue, she came to me.
Yeah. So hopefully they're going to be passing on that torch to you, and I expect personally to see you from years from now and keep on doing what you guys are doing. Man.
Yeah. Hopefully, we can take what we're doing to a mass audience, like a larger and larger audience, so we can sort of continue to be able to convey, peace and love and unity in the way that, good music should.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
How's that feel, just doing nothing but sold out show after sold out show now?
It's elating, man. It's very exciting for us, It's like, I don't think that any of us had expected such an immediate response to what we were doing, and it has been 5 years, but, and that's a short period of time in the scope of what is most common,
Right.
Which is usually 10 years, isn't it? And but to see the sold out shows, it's really humbling,
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, especially for a group of guys that started, you guys are all brothers besides the drummer, which is a high school or kindergarten friend.
Yeah.
I mean, so you guys been together your whole entire life.
Basically.
So been on this journey all the way.
Yeah,
through.
so maybe it has been 20 years.
But just to have that overwhelmingness of, it only gets better from this too, you know what I mean?
Right,
I mean,
yeah. We can only improve as musicians and as artists, spiritually and instrumentally and all of those good things. And so I think we're excited to be able to do that, to have the resources available to grow in that way.
Now, I've seen that you guys had previous music out. You guys do have the EP that released, the Black Smoke Rising, 4 songs.
Yeah.
You pulled a bunch of music that was off. Before.
That has been recorded and sort of archived.
So what do you plan on doing like that? Do you plan on re-releasing some of those songs in the future?
Yeah, no, they're all really, I think substantial and very individual songs because of that precedence of time and how, recording one from another, and they're very unique and special in their own kind of way, which is, I think that's a definition of what a good song and overall body of material is. But we've got enough of that archive that we pull it up and sort of kind of mature that.
Right.
Just kind of go back and then rework some of that stuff, and we've got quite a few all kind of reworked now to release on the next release. And that's put together too, so hopefully before the end of the year, we'll have our next release.
From what I understand, it's going to be 3 EPs, and it's going to then turn into the full LP.
Yeah, that's actually changed now. It's going to be all new material and eight songs.
Okay.
So 8 new songs. Yeah.
Awesome, man. That's very cool. Now, how do you go ahead and figure out your set list? I mean, like I said, you have a 4-track EP, you have all these other stuff.
Yeah.
You just mentioned you have 8 new songs that go through. What do you balance out on picking when you're doing a full set?
Well, I think we just kind of, say this is effectively what we want to do with the set, and pull from that sort of archive, those songs, and build that set the way that we want it to flow, because each song kind of has a very different, kind of feel to it anyway. So it's like if we can make that as versatile as we possibly can, then we can show a large range of what we can do,
Right.
So that's kind of how we put this set together that we're playing now.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Now, being from Michigan, am I going to get a vote for Kid Rock when he runs for New York?
Yeah, he was. Maybe. Definitely not. Yeah, it's great. That was good. We just recently saw him. We work with Marlon Young. He's a guitarist, and he was, trying to influence us to vote for him. Who knows? Maybe.
Right? Yeah, you never know. I mean, I'd like to see where it
I might do it just for entertainment,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, did you see a couple of the videos that he's did where he's promoting himself as running for something?
I haven't. No, but he was doing it during the show. He has a section of his
that's what I'm
performance.
saying.
Yeah.
It's fucking mind-blowing.
It was pretty great.
Now, being as young as you are, how do you balance out the road, your life, social media, like everything?
That's difficult. I don't think at this particular venture in any of our lives that we have a personal life at all, because there's not really time for that.
Right.
But we've got music, so.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's difficult balancing all that.
It's going to be a learning curve too. I mean,
yeah.
You guys are at that age where you want to have your own social media, your own personal. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You want to be able to say what you want to say and do what you want to do.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's people coaching you in some way or another, saying, this is not how life works anymore for you guys.
Right.
You're not your typical teens. You're not your typical 21-year-olds.
Yeah, it's a lot different.
Yeah.
You don't get as much of that freedom, I suppose. But that's all worth it because of the music and yeah, it's fantastic.
Good, yeah, exactly. Like I mentioned earlier, it's what you're giving up to what you're gaining is, look at the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah, it's fantastic.
I mean, you think of kids your age and they're flipping burgers or working at Walmart or doing something like that, and you guys are headlining shows. I mean,
yeah. I wouldn't want to have it the other way around.
Right.
It's difficult. I think it's just as difficult as any of those other jobs.
Oh, it is work. I mean, people don't understand that this is.
Oh yeah.
This is a job. I mean, you guys.
Oh yeah, it is.
You may be playing from city to city, but you're not going to go see the sights. You know what I'm saying? You're
exactly. That's like one of the major misconceptions or misperceptions is that it's like, oh, you're traveling, you're doing all this traveling, and you get to see and get to see the sights and stuff, but there's no time to do that.
Exactly. You play your show, you leave on the bus, you wake up in whatever town that you're at,
right?
And then your tour manager, your handler comes up and says, all right, guys, wake up. They got some catering for you here and that, and here's your day planned out. You got sound check, you got interviews with such and such at whatever venue you're playing. And
yeah, it's just kind of like, okay, let's go,
Yeah, for sure.
Until you hit the bunk. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, like I said, it's got to be an interesting journey that you guys are going through.
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic.
So have you ever had any experiences on the road so far that's been like, this is something?
In what terms?
It's just mind blowing. I mean, in all aspects. I mean, let me.
It's like it's difficult really to kind of gauge it from an external perspective because you're right in it, and it's moving and it's moving. So it's like, it's kind of like being, and I've used this before, but like being in the eye of a storm.
Right.
Because there's so much going on around you, but it's very calm in the center. Because it's just, maybe when we have time to sit down and sort of decompress to be able to gauge that then it'll happen. Maybe when we get home or something for a day or two.
Right.
Oh, wow.
And it's got to be such a unique experience because, like I said before, and everyone knows that it's family on this band here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you guys have different connections than most band members have.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great to be able to, have your brothers on the road, and including Danny, it's like, yeah, it's a band of brothers.
Now, have you caught yourself geeking out at one of these big festivals so far? Being like, oh my God, there is such and such.
I would, but we don't have time, again, like I don't have much time to even, meet people. Sometimes like walking through and like we walked by, and Lizzie said hi, Maelstrom, and I'm like, oh, that's cool, man.
Right.
She's awesome. But yeah, and that, yeah, no, even when we briefly met with Rob Zombie, on the last show.
Yeah.
That was really cool. And yeah, no, we're all really influenced not just by, music, because we grew up in a really kind of creative environment, so it was like, there's literature and film and stuff, and we're a fan of his, filmmaking as well, so on another perspective, on another channel, so yeah, I guess in a way it's like, oh, that's cool, you get to kind of rub elbows with people like that you respect and admire.
Yeah, no, like I said, that's got to be a unique experience for sure.
It is, yeah.
Not too many people get the opportunity to go walk by and, like I said, hey, there's Rob Zombie right next to you.
Yeah.
You just got to play cool, like,
hey, what's up, man? Yeah.
Did you catch our set?
He was watching our set for part of the set.
That's awesome, man.
I think our TM took a picture of it and showed us. We're like, that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's definitely got to be a unique experience to catch something like that in the side of your eye, being like, oh my God, there's somebody I've listened to, like,
Yeah, it makes it difficult to perform. Sometimes you're like, oh no.
Now, performing, do you find it mind-blowing when you see the crowd? I mean, they all know the words to the songs now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was like one of the most, there was like at one point where that just happened, and we got off and it was like, we didn't really believe that it happened, but it's like the more we play, it's like everybody's singing along, and it's like to see that it's like, I don't know, it's like it just doesn't, it's surrealistic.
Right.
It doesn't feel real. It's really cool.
It's got to be an awesome experience there for sure.
Oh yeah.
Now, growing up, you guys just, like you said, some of your members just finished high school.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever go back and gloat and be like, hey, motherfuckers, we told you we were going to be something?
I guess when we go home, it's interesting because of such a supportive community, like, and you wouldn't expect, in general, for just a small community to be supportive of something. But it's difficult to go into town now, because of the notoriety and stuff. Right. But it's cool because everybody, it's grounding because everybody's like, hey, congratulations, I'm really proud of you, and that's it. And then you walk off and you're like, wow, So and then it's just humbling too to bring that any little community to put it on a large map. And
right.
Like, hey, check, that's where we came from.
5,500, right, from your town is what?
Yeah, about 5,500.
So there you go, small town.
Yeah, a little town. And that, and that, I think that was kind of integral to sort of this sound too, because there wasn't particularly any musically influential things going on in a town like that. So it was just a blank platform, a clear canvas to just paint something new on.
Now let me ask you this though: when you do a legitimate hometown show in your hometown, do you even have a venue that you guys can play at? On that aspect?
There is a venue. It's the Pavilion,
okay.
which is down in the park, and it's a bigger venue. And it's funny to think now that we were playing in town at this little hall called Fisher Hall in downtown Frankenmuth, and that's like a 200 cap room or something like that. And we do a show, like 2 shows a year or something like that. and fill out that little venue.
Right.
And now, to be in front of 30,000 or such, on tour and there's 30,000 people every day. It's like, and then to go home and play a venue like that size,
Yeah, you're performing for more people than live in your actual town.
Yeah, no, it's great.
All right, people want to follow up. They want to know more about the band. They want to know when the release is coming out. They want to see tour dates, things like that. Where do they go? What do they do?
Well, they can find a lot of that information on gretavanfleet.com and all of the socials that we have for Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and I think you can find the majority of that information there.
I'll connect it on from the main site then, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, man. I appreciate your time.
I appreciate your time.
I'm glad I was able to catch you here, and I expect to see you headlining the stadium next year sometime.
All right, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.